My name is Saban. I'm the co-founder and COO here at Bland. And we are a voice AI platform, but more broadly an AI communications platform. And we help large enterprises build amazing customer experiences and to talk to their customers at scale. So that's like the big picture. The reality of what we do really well is like amazing voice AI conversations. So most voice AI conversations, they're dull, robotic. It's like another IVR tree that you're calling into again, but now it has an LLM under the hood. What we do is kind of that experience layer of not just making it functional, but also making sure that every conversation is actually like an amazing customer experience. That's where our focus is. So quit our jobs, we start this prior auth startup. We have no business being in healthcare. And we do that like before we have any like real like funding, YC or whatever. And luckily we get into YC, which was very much needed. And then we ended up pivoting into Bland during YC. And so Bland was, initially part of the idea was, hey, we're doing these like healthcare automations. We think automating these phone calls will actually be really impactful. But then more broadly, we just realized we wanted to work on the voice AI technology itself. And so that's kind of when we got started. It was about really in June of 2023. Fundamentally, we're our core focus is voice and being a voice AI platform. So what that means is we enable companies and developers to come into our platform and to build conversational agents. So to build, test, iterate, put them into production, measure and track their outcomes, and continue to improve those agents over time. Early on when we got started in the middle of 2023, voice AI, just the infrastructure surrounding it didn't exist. So the traditional voice AI stack of transcription, inference, text-to-speech, the orchestration server that runs those, that stuff just like was not built out the box. So essentially we had to build all our own infrastructure up from scratch. And that was really the core focus. And actually the biggest thing early on even was just latency. Like latency was not yet a table stakes issue. So the question was, how do we take this thing from 7-second response times down to 2-second response times, down to 1-second response times. So that was the initial focus. And the idea behind our personas is to create one AI brand representative that a company can use to talk to all their customers. So think about your airline or your bank. These are organizations that you talk to regularly, like you regularly interact with. And the goal here is to give them kind of one AI brand representative, almost like a contact in your phone that you can save. So when you have questions, you can text them. Or when you want to reach out immediately, you can do a phone call, or vice versa, they can reach out to you. We ended last year at about 20 people. We're closer to 55 to 60 now. So our DNA has been much more scrappy, people that went to call them like tier 2 schools, not in a disrespectful way, but from the perspective of they don't carry a weight of prestige in and of themselves, but like people who've had to like work really hard and have hustled and have chips on their shoulders. Yeah, 100%, less of that, a real just willingness to like be scrappy and do whatever it takes to drive outcomes for customers. More doing, less thinking type of thing. And so yeah, so that's really kind of been, I'd say pretty defining. I'd also say just, I don't know, we care about kindness and like treating people well. That doesn't necessarily mean like not also being incredibly direct and like giving like super direct feedback when we need to, but just being good, kind people as well. And then obviously like care about winning, and do whatever it takes to win. I think what's always the most exciting thing for me is just like the quality of people that we get to work with. And like a thing that kind of makes me light up is when we hire someone onto our team and I can tell this like exciting story about this person and like why they joined and what they're gonna do here. Like that just brings me so much personal satisfaction. It's been really good. I think, and this is no shade to Rippling, but there were just places where like their product would break and it would be like loading screen for like 30 seconds. It was just a really frustrating user experience. And I think like the specific thing that like Warp does incredibly well is the user experience, where you go in there, it's super intuitive, you can do all the things you want to do. We're happy customers, we feel like we got a ton of value from it. Really have never heard any complaints. And I think in the places where like every startup obviously will have gaps in the offering, one of the things you guys do really well is like super proactive support, where when we reach out, we get a response back really fast. So all that has been awesome.